Welcome, everyone. My name is Marilyn, Stamping Creations with Marilyn, coming to you from Spruce Grove, Alberta, Canada. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I love creating and sharing with you. So I'd like to welcome you tonight. I see there's a couple people watching, so that's great. I'm happy you're here. If you're returning, welcome back. And if you've never been here before, welcome. And please, all of you, let me know where you're watching from. I love seeing how far we reach with doing these weekly lives and sharing with you. It sorry, my mic cord was stuck under my chair. I I love being able to share all across the country and the world. I know there's some from different countries that actually join us as well. So welcome. Please share the the video with your family and friends. We love to have more and more join our community, and we just keep on sharing and caring. So, a few things as always. Please come on, and I do have a question tonight. I was on my long list of things to do. I want to organize my pictures. So, my thought was, how many of you actually print your pictures anymore? I know most of us do digital pictures, and I love that because we can save, we can delete, we can edit without a lot of trouble usually, but actually printing them. And that also came to mind with the change that's recently happened with Stampin' Up, where close to my heart, makers are, their company is no longer, so they were welcomed into Stampin' Up with a sweet deal. And I understand, I've never, actually, I don't even think I know someone that was a maker with them, but they do a lot more scrapbooking, and Stampin' Up, as a result, is going to bring back more scrapbooking products for us to use. So maybe printing your pictures is a good thing, and you can do some scrapbooking. I'd love to hear what you think. I will look at comments shortly, but I'm going to go through my usual items to share with you. Our Zoom with Friends class every Friday at 1 o'clock. Well, most every Friday, as long as we can get it together. And we've got a great project coming up this time, thanks to Annette. It's called a puppy ear card. It's really cute. So if you ever want to join that, let me know. I send out an email on Thursday mornings. I do not post the Zoom link publicly, but you're certainly welcome to join if you just let me know. I have a 12-month Christmas card class the second Thursday of each month, and that's coming up next week. I can send the kits anywhere in Canada, and I can share the PDF anywhere in the world. So just keep in touch if you're interested in that. I also have a monthly card class, third Thursday. Same idea. I do send out kits anywhere in Canada and a PDF anywhere if you're interested. And just to share with you my links, you can go here and find out how to join my team, which is a wonderful thing happening with Stampin' Up right now, and I'll show you more of that in a minute. And where my classes are, how they are, everything like that. So that's the link for that. So I'll get out of that. I'm going to hide that. I'm going to share this. This is the card we're going to make tonight. And I'm going to show you how to get the ombre effect on this greeting. And hopefully you will do some yourself on other cards. The annual catalog has started. Most of you, a lot of you on here are demonstrators, so you know that already, but just in case, there's some new ones. And as I said, I always welcome new people. Come on, let me know. My question tonight was, let me know if you actually print your pictures. And if you do, what do you do with them? Do you put them in a photo album, or do you make scrapbook pages with them? Be interested to know that. So the annual catalog, if you want one and you do not have a demonstrator already, let me know. The starter special I mentioned is for the month of May. If you join, you will end up getting 1, 2, 3, whoops, count the right way. 1, 2, 3, 4 of the in color product. Well, you get all 5 of the in color products, but you get stamps, designer paper, cardstock, and markers. So a real great deal. They have shown here $112 worth, plus your $165 that you normally get. So you can't lose. You can't lose by any means. If you want to join, you don't have to do anything else. Just let me know, and we'll Call me, we'll talk about it. And a reminder as well, Paper Pumpkin is, you can get this one that's geared towards Father's Day up until May the 10th is when the last day to register for that is. So I'm just going to flip you back to the card while I look at a few comments. Hello, Judy, Betty, Gail, Stacy, Linda. The other thing I usually mention is that I'm streaming to Facebook as well as YouTube. Those of you on YouTube can only see the YouTube comments. Those of you on Facebook can only see the Facebook comments. I can see them all by the program I use. So time to time, I will highlight questions or comments that I see so everybody can see them. And I'm just going to flip over to my desktop. You can see the catalog, our beautiful catalog, as I go through these. Betty in Calgary says, it's raining in Calgary, temperature 6, a little bit windy. We've had wind here today too, Betty, but the sun is shining, so like that. Gail, Stacy, Linda, Maggie. Maggie is coming to us from Pincher Creek. Bonnie coming to us from Onaway. Pam, welcome. Thanks, Betty. Yes. When I said I had to move my chair to move the cord, she said, don't fall off. We'd have to call 911. Thank you. I'm glad you're concerned for me, Betty. I have Sharon, Karen, Maggie. Pam says, I left scrapbooking to start cards, but I still have all my stuff and I print from my printer. Interesting. Do you get good quality from them, Pam? I do not. I have a printer, one of the ones that you put the ink in. And I do like it for what I need it for, but I wouldn't call it quality pictures. I was in Staples getting my catalog bound, and I noticed that they have one of those machines where you put in your card or you plug in your phone or something, and you can print pictures right off of there. So that is coming. Linda says she hasn't printed pictures for a long time. Bonnie doesn't print them anymore. Stacy, mostly shared digital pictures, however, made some scrapbooks in the past. Something like me. I have done some scrapbooks. I did scrapbook classes for a while. Thanks, Tracy. Tracy from Saskatchewan is joining us. Cherry Lane, you might know and watch her once in a while. And she has rain there. So welcome, everyone. Like I say, please let us know what you do with pictures, if you print them. And if you don't, do you share them? Do you just take them like I do, just for card samples and then delete them later? And then wonder where I put them? That happens more often than not, too. I'm sure some of you have heard me say, well, I saw this and just a minute, I don't know where I saved it. But Betty says she has a printer that makes nice photos. Good. That's good to hear. The other thing that recently in the news here in Canada, the London Drugs has been shut down for a while. And I'll read this in a minute, Bonnie. I know that we used to have pictures done at London Drugs many, many years ago. So Bonnie had a class last night. The ladies raved about the new catalog. Loved the cover, the texture, like to sit and caress it. One of the ladies said, her husband said, he's never seen such a beautiful catalog. They love the layout and the teaching techniques. That's awesome to hear, Bonnie, because usually what we see, especially on social media, is a lot of the negatives. So, and Stacy is sharing with us. They have some machines in Walmart and Shoppers Drug Mart, the ones you can plug your phone into and print. And Maggie, because you're on Facebook and Betty's on YouTube, I'll share this one. She wants to know what printer you have. So maybe you can connect. Hello, Kathleen. Connect with Betty along the way. Okay, new catalog. I can now show you the inside, and I'm sure most of you on here have already got a copy. I have tabbed mine. I started marking. I mark mine with yellow highlighter for what I have. So hopefully I don't buy two of them, but sometimes that doesn't work. What do you do? How do you mark your catalog, or do you? Do you mark it so you know, or do you make a list somewhere else? What? Let's share some good ideas on here as I get things ready. And any questions on the catalog, what's in it, um, just let me know, and I will try to help you. So the card we're making tonight, I had on the screen to begin with, is this one. I meant to look it up. Can't remember who it was by, but I will put that in the notes to this video afterwards. I found it, saved a picture, and was able to find it when I wanted to recreate it, and I just love it. Using designer paper, kind of as a background, using I have all of the pieces here just to show you. I have cut them all out so we don't have to go through that. But for these squares, I use the perennial postage dies. And I saw another picture today where they cut everything. They cut a number of I think there was 6 of them. And then they placed them all together on the card. So it would be something like this, where they actually lined them up like that. And I thought, oh, that's another neat way to use them. But those are the ones we're doing for that. So another great die set, which is carrying over. Stamp set that went with it with the words does not carry over. Then the other two of that collection, I guess, oh, that's not very good, are I'll turn this up right side up so you can see it. The painted lavender and the painted lavender dies. And I have cut out the pieces that I'm going to use on that. And for the word, I used this bundle, which is the, pardon me, Thoughtful Moments Hybrid Embossing Folder. So that, if you haven't seen it, is pretty awesome. That's good to hear, Kathleen. Kathleen has now had time to look at her catalog, and she is understanding and appreciating it much more. So I hope that happens with everybody. So the embossing folder shows the words, and then the die fits on the side that has the Stampin' Up. And it's one big die, and when you put it on there, whoops, put it the right way, it actually clicks. You can feel it click into place. And I use the Celebrate from here, but it always cuts out a little bit more. So you can see I've got a package of words cut out that I can use eventually. So a great set, I believe. So I am going to recreate this for you and show you how I colored the ombre effect on there. This paper is beautiful, and if I remember correctly, somebody help me because I don't have that in front of me. It did carry over, right? The lavender paper. I'm using thick cardstock for my bases. I'm doing that a lot more because I find it stands up better in the whole process. I have cut a piece of the designer paper. All the measurements and the PDF for this will be in my newsletter tomorrow. So if you have not signed up for that, you might want to. And I send it out every week, usually with a link to this video as well as a PDF link you can get. Thanks, Tracy. Tracy says, yes, it did carry over. I'm still learning that. I'm in the process of changing my inventory from current to retired and whatever. But it takes time. And I can't spend 8 hours a day doing it. I have a few other things I need to do. Like today, I was so lucky I got to cuddle a 3-week-old baby girl. She was so sweet. And you know what the best part was? When she started to cry, I just handed her back to her mother. And I didn't have to try and calm her down. So, isn't that interesting? I don't have the other white piece here. But I happen to have my box of white paper. It's too big. I have to cut it down. And I will reach my paper trimmer, and while I do that, I'm also going to grab this to share with you, like Lillian does. She's taught us all well. The getting to know you sheet for that die set. I know, I think Maggie, it was you that had said you hadn't seen those before. So it does work great too. And I've started putting mine on the 8.5 by 11 black and then keep it in a binder so that I can, because I ran into things, if I tried to do half a sheet, it sometimes didn't fit. So anyway, let me figure out. Thought I was ready. Sorry guys. That will be 5 by 3 3/4. I have found a really neat card to do, maybe next week if I can figure it out. Sue Stampfield does a fun fold each week. And she just did one called the Puzzle Pieces. And I thought it was wonderful. So there would be oh, sorry, Linda. She's right here in town. Maybe we'll go together one day and we can both cuddle her. Pam, it's great to have them on hand. Yes. And Tracy's enjoying and sipping her tea. Yes. Yeah, I have coffee. Good. I'm glad you're all enjoying. And please keep chatting with each other. I love reading the comments. And if I don't get to them now, I certainly will later and comment to you. So what this lady had done, and I'm going to do the same thing. These are not lined up straight, which is kind of out of character for me. But they are just mounted flat. And I've got a little bit different paper. So I'm going to just lay them as, I don't want those two together. Something like that, only a little bit better. So you can see these are cut from here, and that's only one die, which is kind of interesting. It's this one here. So it's made to cut both of them at once. This one cuts out the other shape I used. This one cuts out this big shape. So once you do this, and Lillian, very smart when teaching us to do this, is you do realize that as you go through your sets, then you, I think, I'll be able to say, oh, you know what? I saw that in such and such. Just let me find it in my book, and I will be able to know where to find it. So I'm going to glue these haphazardly, I'm going to call it. Oh, I like that side too. That side. Great designer paper. As always, we can pick whatever color we want, whatever side we want. And this one was kind of mounted straight. Then I'm going to do this one. And then could you imagine kids doing this? They wouldn't be worried that you were going to say, you can't do that. You have to put them straight. Kids don't like doing that. They like doing their own thing. Then I put these on, just being aware that this is going to go on here. So you do have a little bit of leeway top and bottom. And I think I've got my glue bottle working again. And somebody the other night, one of you probably, mentioned to Lillian that you could put an elastic on there. So I'm trying it. I hadn't used, maybe it's not going to work, used this for a while. And, oh, actually my green glue would probably work as well, but it's just about at the end of the end of it as well. And of course I get lots with that one. So I'm going to, actually, you know what? I think I can still trim that even if I put this on the card. Let's try that. And then I'm just going to put these down. I was amazed. I don't know about the rest of you, but I placed an order yesterday, being the first. Put too much glue on there. And I've already got notice that it's being shipped. So Stampin' Up! Is working hard to get our stuff out to us, and I really appreciate it. So then for the lavender flowers, I'm going to call them, I am going to use Stampin' Dimensionals, the tiny ones, just to make sure I don't have them hanging over the edges where they shouldn't be. And so have the rest of you that are demonstrators or customers, have you placed orders and had them shipped quickly like that? I'm quite excited that happens. So Betty says she placed an order on Monday and it was shipped Tuesday. Yes, yeah, they have now, as long as they don't get stuck at the border for us. I know some of the BC people have had a terrible time with that happening. I don't know why, but can't say that Stampin' Up! Is lacking with trying to help us, that's for sure. So again, I'm just going to put these kind of however they fall so that I've got some color, and I'm going to trim those. Where's that? Just that. Was it you, Betty, said you couldn't put things crooked like that? It's taken some time for me to be able to do that as well. Hello, Lillian. Good to see you. And I've got Gail. Gail's from Saskatchewan. Placed an order a week ago. It was ready for shipment quickly. And yes, things get held up at the border. Yeah, and again, just like with the Stampin' Up! Catalog, that whatever, we can't do anything about it. So all we can do is keep track, make sure that we know it's on its way, and follow it. If you have this is linen thread, and as you can see, when it comes off the spool, it has a mind of its own. But if you take your bone folder and just run it like that, you can straighten it somewhat. Lillian, seeing you on here, I was giving you kudos for sharing how to, earlier, how to do the getting to know you sheet. I've been trying to get mine up to date, and it really is making a difference. So thank you so much. So I'm going to tie a double bow, and I tried it the other day with just leaving this in one piece, and I ended up with ends where I didn't want them. So Linda, I like that. Linda says she doesn't usually pay much attention to the shipping. When it gets here, and then she uses it. So, right, Linda? So I'm just taking as though it was one, doing my rabbit ears, as I call them, and tying a bow. And then I'm going to, of course, straighten it out and trim it and all that kind of stuff. And one longer than the other. But I like the effect of double. I also saw somewhere recently where somebody actually frayed the ends of them. Well, Kathleen, that's interesting. Had a delay at the border. Reason given that customs refused to deal with Stampin' Up! Broker. Again, people. Thanks, Lillian. Yes. Hello, Carolyn. Welcome, all of you. Okay, so I'm going to just put a couple of glue dots here, and then I'm going to schmuck my bow onto it so that it's going to stay, and then we're going to get to the ombre thing that I promised. And even, I mean, I like the words on it, but I think it's kind of a neat card without even, isn't it? So the it was the Stampin' Up post where I saw this, and I thought, oh, I could try that for a greeting on this card because I had this card picked out. So I took what I thought were coordinating colors. This one has Blackberry Bliss along the bottom, and I didn't color very well. And then Highland Heather and Fresh Freesia. And I thought it was just a bit too dark. So on this one, I took just two colors, but the dark and the light. And I have Highland Heather and dark Fresh Freesia, dark Highland Heather. I think those three are what I used on that one. So it's quite easy. This particular die cut has a raised area. So basically all you need to do, sheet so I'm not making too much of a mess, is start with your darkest color, and I'm going to use dark Highland Heather. And the artisan team that showed this said to use the bullet point. So that's what I did. And again, I had a bit of trouble figuring out how far up to go with it. So I'm going to just try to just barely, and it was just to cover the raised portion along the bottom of the letters. And like I say, I kept thinking, oh, I've got to do this much, and being that exact thing again. And none of them will be the same, obviously, if you're doing a number of them. But I really like the end result with that one that I have on the card. So I laid these out. That was my dark Highland Heather. Then my dark Fresh Freesia will go just a little bit higher and kind of blend them together, but remembering to leave a little bit for the lighter color on the very top. And I can envision this done with, blues and greens, and not for this card, obviously, but try other ones. And I hope you're going to try them and share with us. And then I took the last one and did the rest of it. And then I think you can go back. Like this looks like maybe I should have gone a little higher with my second color. But once it's all colored in. And then, of course, we all like sparkles. So I did cover it with Wink of Stella. And I added some shimmer, purple fine shimmer gems to my card as well. And it, I think whoever gets it, whether they're celebrating a birthday, an anniversary, a graduation, anything, I think it does the trick. So out of that set, hey Kim, yes, it's been a while since you've been here. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Good to see all of you. And my question earlier was, do you print your pictures? And if so, what do you do with them? Do you make photo albums? Do you hang them on the wall? What do you, or just put them, whoops, look at, missed that piece. So as you can see, it really Really doesn't matter as long as you get it colored somewhat. And then I'm going to, again, use my Wink of Stella, which you may not be able to see, but I can see is adding sparkle to it. And even though I've gone over the lines a little bit, I'm quite happy with it. What about greens and yellows for your color choices? Pop in the comments what colors you would pick out of 3 blends that you could use, and we'll see what everybody comes up with. So then to put it on, and again, in my world, I like the lighter one better than the dark one, but I'm not going to throw that away. I might use it on something. So let me know what colors you like, and I'm going to put pardon me, dimensionals on the part that's going to go down here, and a little bit of liquid glue on the top part, just to make sure that it's going to stay put. And definitely am using the mini dimensionals for down here. And let me put one more there. And then because this is such a narrow piece, I'm going to use my, what do I call, my adhesive scissors, and just cut a real fine piece off the side of the dimensionals to put on that piece. So some great colors. I've got Balmy Blue, Boho Blue, and Misty Moonlight, 3 blues. Very nice, Betty, yes. And Carolyn is suggesting Peach Pie, Pumpkin Pie, and Cajun Craze, another great combination. So hopefully you will try those on something. Doesn't necessarily have to be on this particular word, but on something similar. And I did, and share with us. Sorry, better stop trying to think and talk at the same time. Doesn't work. When I wasn't impressed with that dark one, I thought, wonder if I could get it to do what I wanted with blending brushes. And then I decided no, because I think the blending brushes would color all the white part, and I wouldn't have any white part left. So there is my Celebrate for tonight. And as you see them laying over here, these are the gems that I used. So I will put some of them. I just used a few on the white to brighten it up. And I used the dark ones there. I think I'll pick some of the lighter colored ones this time. And I know I've watched others, same idea. You just kind of go, oh, that looks good. That's where I'm going to put it. And of course, our rule of 3, as we usually have. Oh, thanks, Maggie. Good suggestion, Gail. Sec here. Gail suggests, I thought of doing ombre first and then die cutting the word. That would work. That would be a great idea to try that. And Maggie, love these dies and the technique. Thank you. And Stacy likes the darker coloring on the lettering. Well, maybe I'll have to send that to you, Stacy. That darker one. So, yeah, they don't have to be exactly the same. So, and Betty says, I think you could use darker Celebrate if your DSP had gorgeous grape in it. That could be too. Yeah. So, anyway, that is the card. Hopefully you like it. I have a few cards to show you, not just a couple. And then, as always, I will announce the winner from last week, and we will do the draw for the 5 cards for tonight. So, first of all, last week in our Zoom with friends, we made this, which is a box to put things in, as in candies on your desk, chocolate, perhaps your scissors, maybe, adhesives, just whatever. I made mine into a happy birthday, which obviously I can't mail, but I can certainly deliver. Yes, Sharon, I know where you live. So, and and then I did a mystery stamping with Carmen on Tuesday night, and I made these two cards. And it was a great way to use designer paper again. We embossed a piece and had the designer paper cut the same size. Then we cut it, and we were able to make two cards. I used two different designer papers on mine, but you could see how you could do two cards. And then I have my team swaps, which we do each month. If you want to, there's no pressure to do that. So this one is from Linda, right? Yeah, this is Linda. Great use of designer paper again. This one is from Nancy. Can you see the pink little tongues that she colored in those puppy dogs? I just thought that was so sweet. This is from Bonnie, because I know you have the coffee set, Bonnie. Thank you so much. And I like the fact that her belly band went all the way around and held the paper, showing me that what was used for that card. This one's from Sharon, and it's a neat fold where you see both sides of the designer paper. And this one is from Lori, using that fractured card. We talked about it, only she has added gold as a second layer. I've only done it with the one usually. So great idea, Lori. And this one is from Faye, with a cutout window to spotlight virtually the flower. So love them all. Thank you. I will be posting them on my group in the next couple of weeks. No guarantees. So, okay. Thank you, everyone. Okay, I'm going to, whoops, if I remember how, I'm going to share my screen and we'll see who wins the draws. I'm going to, okay. See, if I remember how. See, I said. Okay. 15 of you have commented, and you don't have to put any special word. I have got it set so that as long as you comment, your name will come up. If you win, your name does not come up a second time. The program does that, which is great. And I love sharing these cards. They are, some of them are swap cards, some are cards that I have made, and I have too many for me to use all of them. So therefore, I do this draw each week at the end of my live. So Pam, congratulations for you. And I know I used to follow somewhere where they used this, and I love seeing my name go by, even if it didn't come up as a winner. So hopefully you do the same. Carolyn, congrats. And as always, please share the video, like, comment, Maggie. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you would, and share it with your friends, because let's get out and get more people joining our group so that we can just keep having fun. Judy and can't sing very good, but I try. Sharon, okay. Congratulations to all. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Stop sharing. Here we are. And I'm just going back to the desktop for a minute because I forgot to announce the winner from last week. This is the one we made last week with the fishing. And guess what, Maggie? You were the winner. And I thought when that was drawn, I thought, oh, Maggie loves fishing. I've seen you make comments about that. So that one will be coming your way, as well as one from the draw for today. So as always, please let me know if there's any particular sample that you have found that you can't figure out and you'd like me to try to show you how to make it. And otherwise, I will see you next week. Take care now. Bye.